Greetings and salutations, YouTube Wanderer. The Lost One Gaming here, and welcome back to Plutocracy and the career of Mr. Richard Mills. Now, last episode, we pretty much moved back up to New York, and we started trying to take over security. I haven't checked on my opponent in a minute. I don't even know if it's worth doing. My opponent's probably at 1 million. Yep. I called it before I even saw it. 1 million. He's gaining 100,000 per turn, so he's doubling us. But at this moment, I feel pretty confident about where we are right now. And I feel like my opponent might actually jump up here to try and jump into PETA as well. But we should be able to make a deal with Mr. Barnes this time. So hopefully we don't mess this up like we did last time. So just in case he wants more, what I'm going to do, I'm going to save a little bit of money. And then we're going to see if we can give him more. And hopefully he'll make this deal. Which I tried and he still didn't take it. So that ruins me now, because he now needs 59.6% to talk to again. So I guess we'll just have to deal with PETA again, which is not bad. I mean, it's getting us a pretty decent return, at least for the moment. So let's go ahead and keep investing here. Mr. Diaz, I can't talk to him anymore, so that sucks. But who would be the next best target here? Probably, I guess, the main investor here, Mr. Simmons. All right, Mr. Simmons. I believe we can make a deal today. Deal? 40,000. Give us about 5,000 in terms of profit for next turn. I don't think he's going to accept this. Nope, moving a little bit too slow. I hate the guys that take 100 days before they can talk again. This guy is going to be one of those, so we might be able to try and talk to him again, but I still have to wait 57 days for Diaz again. So, anybody that wants to sell? No. Alright, I guess we'll just be forced to wait, or we can try and make a deal with Mrs. Gonzalez, but I don't think that will be as profitable to us as the deal with either Mr. Simmons or Mr. Diaz, so alright, let's try this again, Mr. Simmons. I don't think I did bad negotiations last turn. I think you just don't want to sell to me. Is that what it is? Like, literally, what is it? I haven't lowballed you too much. Plus 7%, I don't actually have that, but but I mean, if you will accept it, then I'm gonna say that I have it. I don't have that. I can't give you really any more. This is the best that I can do right here. I'm giving him money that I don't have, but it seems like he's actually gonna accept it, so we're good here. We got 5,000. Of course, we just gave him what we did have, so not too shabby at all. Now I wonder, let's see, that boosts my influence to 55. I'm still gonna have a little bit to go before I can talk to anybody in security again. 59.6. I might have to. I kind of hate I picked this. Well, actually, the main investor is at 62. So I was gonna say I hate that I picked this company because it's gonna put me in a position where I can't really control everything. But I mean, at some point we'll be okay. All right, so we're now currently making 60,000 per turn in terms of dividends. We're going to see if we can make another deal in PETA to increase that even more. Mr. Diaz is now available to make another deal, so I believe we should make one. Indeed, this will increase our profit by 7,000 if he says yes. If he doesn't, then, well, I guess we'll just negotiate with someone else again, but it looks like, nope, he said no again. That's another 100 days of waiting for him, at the very least. Last time we made a deal with Mr. Simmons, so I guess we'll try Mr. Simmons again. And, or did we make a deal with Mr. I think it was Mr. Simmons. So we'll try and see what we can do here. +1, -1. The question is he going to want the money? Actually, he accepted this. Maybe I should do that more often. I don't always get those type of deals or opportunities, but alright. So that's pretty good. So now our stake is 5% in the company. And that's going to boost us up to 65,000 per turn. I still got 4,000 left, but I can't really do anything with it. So kind of stuck here right now. Now, let's see. My opponent was making like 100,000 per turn last episode. Or last turn. He's now making 200. Has a wealth of 1.3 million. Now, the richest person, I have to keep in mind of what the richest person in the world is doing too. Because if they are making a decent amount of money, then I actually don't have to worry yet. So, let's see. It kind of sucks that the richest person in the world doesn't really have the greatest income after a while. Like, your opponent is always able to catch them. You're kind of able to catch them too. It's like people at the top start to get really complacent in this game. They don't really want more. So the highest wealth right now, he's only gaining 3 million per, well, I say only gaining, but he's gaining 3 million per turn. Is at 51. So we still got time. We still got time. It's not over yet. And if I can get into security and actually make a freaking deal, then that would be wonderful. But we have not yet reached that point. I need another upgrade. That's what I really need. Like, I would like to have an upgrade. You want to buy my shares in PETA? I'm not going to do that because that's where I'm getting a chunk of my money. Now, what I could do is since I'm not really using, well, I won't say I'm not using them, but Desk, I was going to say I could sell those and literally dump that into PETA right now. Because, I mean, is it worth me still having this stake? How much is Desk doing right now in terms of profitability? I know at the time, my opponent probably controls like, okay, 2%. So, I wish I could stop them from controlling anything, but I kind of can't right now. So, Desk is now at 23% profitability. I was wondering where it was at this point. So it's still better than our investment that we have right now. But I'm hoping that security and both PETA and security will take off a little bit. Alright, so at this point, security is now pretty much taking over in terms of profitability in New York with 15%. PETA is now falling to 14%, but the only reason why I'm going to have to be forced to still make deals with PETA is because I still can't talk to anybody in security at the moment. Now, the only thing that I'm hoping is that it doesn't surpass Desk, because then my opponent would try and jump over here and deal with these guys because he can and I kind of can't. So I thought PETA actually had a higher market cap. I thought it was at 11. I looked at Gnomeworth instead. And I said I didn't want Gnomeworth because of the profitability. But at this point, I think actually Gnomeworth might have been a better choice. But I'm going to get more favorable deals, I think, with the people in PETA, because I can not exactly swindle people, but they're not as vicious as the people over there. So I think we're going to be okay. So we should be able to make another deal here. We got 91K right now. So Mr. Simmons, I'm decreasing your stake in the company if you will allow me to do that. Though I don't know if you will. I don't know if you will. That's going to increase our profit by 10K. Now what I might do actually is if we kind of hit a rough patch here, I might go back to Georgia and then start buying some more shares in Desk to go ahead and increase our profit a little bit more so that we can really start to get up there in terms of influence and things like that. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess I kind of want to see how far I can get here in PETA first, but I guess we're going to find out. Alright, so we're now currently making 81,000 per turn. Now that is broken up into a multitude of different companies right now, but our most profitable investment is probably going to be Desk still. Yeah, 84,000 right now. So the question would be, I guess, I'm still thinking about going back over there to invest, but 56.1, let's see, I'm trying to see where we at. Is there anything that might be more profitable? I guess I would have seen my opponent move if that was the case. My opponent's still in Georgia, so Desk is still the top dog. Actually, this company in Texas, it's at 22%. It's called Jericho. I can make deals with everybody in this company. What I may do then at this point is I could jump here and this company, the market cap isn't too high. It's at 5 million. I could sell my entire stake in Desk and jump over here into Jericho, and I'd start out with more than my opponent. My opponent would probably catch up eventually, but the manager's not too bad. I'd probably get around the same in terms of dividends because of the fact that I think, Desk might be at about 25 by now, more than likely. 20. How did I call that? I didn't even see that. 25. So 25 versus 22, but it's better than both of the ones that I have right now. So 25 versus 22. Is it worth selling? I could get a higher stake in that company if I was to do that. So, decisions. Because let's see, Desk is like 30 million, 50 million, I'm sorry. Yeah. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these shares in this company. And I think I'm going to then go over to Texas for a little bit. And I think we're going to try and make some moves there. So we're going to get rid of these. All right. Because like I said, I can make favorable deals with pretty much everybody in that company. So I would prefer to do something like that. So let me go from New York to Texas real quick. Or I could take this money that I have right now. I was going to say I can invest it in PETA, but I'm going to Texas. It's gonna take me 35 days to get there. Hopefully I don't get robbed again, because it seems like every time I travel I get robbed or mugged or shot at or something. Everybody seems to hate me for some reason. I didn't do anything to anybody. Oh, look, a delay. I'm gonna rent something because I gotta get here. I'm trying to jump on this before my opponent sees it, and if I can do this, then this might be my opportunity here. Might. Might is the key word. We're at about 80,000. We're at 80,000 per turn. So let's see what we're going to be at after this deal. So we should be able to deal with Mrs. Ross. Her stake is worth 700,000. It's getting her 140 in dividends. But Mr. Johnson is probably going to be our best bet here. His stake is worth 8%, or his stake is 8%, 430,000. We can actually afford his entire stake, and he's making 91. So we still make about 10,000 more than we were making before, because I think we were making 80,000 there. Or actually, no. When did I see that? I must have saw that wrong. 79,000. Okay, it's close. It's fairly similar. And we get a bigger stake in the company. That's what I'm looking at, really. And we increase our influence by 5 points. I don't know if that's actually more. I don't know if we lost that much before, but I guess we're going to see. I don't think we're going to be able to make this deal with him, though. We're in the middle. So right smack dab. Well, not smack dab in the middle, but Another increase. Will that be enough for you, Mr. Johnson? Looks like it's not. I don't understand if I give them more money, they decline the deal. Like, what did I do? What did I do? Alright, I think this is going to be favorable. 92,000. Alright. I guess I was buying his entire stake, which was less than what I had. Alright, that's what it was. Okay, so I could still make 90,000. So 10%. I technically can't give you 10%, but I'm going to say I'm going to give you 10%. So it's going to work. I guess I did give 10%. I could technically afford that, but 84.2. Alright. Didn't get my 90,000, but it's okay for now. It's okay for now. So we're now going to be at 82.9k per turn. We were at 80 point something before. So I feel like we actually still made money off of that deal, technically. And I think I might just go ahead and start investing here, and then I'm jumping around a lot. Forgive me for that, but I kind of feel like I have to, because like I said, I can't negotiate with anybody in the real company that I want to deal with right now. So actually what I could do is, since I can negotiate with more people here, what I could do is I could go back to New York again. Well, not go back, but I can sell my stake in PETA since it's not as profitable. I could sell this entire stake here, and that would get me how much? Let's see how much it's going to get me. That'll give me 240,000. Alright, I'm going to sell my entire stake there, and then I'm going to start making deals more so with people in Texas. And then I'll still have my stake in the other company. And we'll go back to that once we get a decent amount here, and once we get the influence to start negotiating with people there again. So that's how we're going to do this. Alright? So I probably could have just started back investing in where my opponent was again in Georgia, but I saw this one and I was like, yeah, it might work. It might work, and it's something that my opponent can't get his grubby little fingers on. So at least if it doesn't work out, I'll control this company before he controls that company, more than likely, is what I'm thinking in terms of the long-term deal here. So let's see. 200,000 is going to increase our profit by about 50,000 per turn. So 51,000. I'm going to see if I can do this. If I can pull this off, this would be great. Plus 2, plus 3. Alright, is it going to work? It looks like it's going to work. We shot out of the gate, and it's going to work. Thank you very much, Mrs. Mitchell. So now we have an 11% stake in the company. Alright, how much does my opponent actually own in that other company there? So we're at 97,000 per turn. My opponent is gaining 354,000 per turn, but oh boy. He currently has a 3%. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to take, even though he's going to gain more money, I'm going to control this company before him. Even with all his money that he's making, I'm still going to control this company first. So we now have an influence of 58.9. I still need another upgrade, man. I feel like I should have earned one by now. Like, look at the deals I've been making. I've been doing good. I need those. I can't let you have those. I need those. I mean, but technically, since I can't negotiate with anybody yet there, I feel like it may be worth my while to get rid of them for now. But I feel like within a couple turns, I could negotiate. So it wouldn't be too long. So is it worth me selling right now? I'm going to keep them. I'm going to keep them for right now. I could make 10% off the deal, but I feel like literally within a couple turns, I should be able to go and talk to the people here again. Actually, I can talk to Mr. Ross right now. This is great. I can talk to Mr. Ross right now. So we'll deal over here a little bit more, and hopefully maybe I'll get another upgrade. And I might actually use that to decrease. I was saying I was going to use it either on finances or to do it on what else was I thinking about using it for? I can't remember. But I think I might actually use it to decrease what happens, like the effects of a negative deal, because that's what literally has been killing me so far, is that when I mess up on a deal, then it like shoots them out of my range of being able to deal with them. So hopefully we can change that. Yes, I got another upgrade. Perfect. So now we're getting 113,000 per turn. So like I said, we're going to do, I think it was etiquette, right? Decrease the negative effects of a failed negotiation. So we're going to drop that by 30%. I'm going to take that. All right. So we're now worth 830,000. My opponent's probably worth about 2 million. Yeah, 2 million. All right. So let's see what we can do here. We got 100,000. We got 95,000 right now to invest with. I think for my sake, for the moment, I'm just gonna go ahead and invest into Jericho. I could possibly, let's see. I got an 11% stake, and my stake was worth 658. So let's see. I guess we can talk to. This Ross is all the way down there. We can talk to Mr. Johnson, see if he accepts this time. Looks like something already happened bad. Why would it be less if I gave him more money? I don't understand. If the deal started out with me giving more money, why would he start out less, with a less likely chance of accepting? I don't get it. I'm going with this one. Looks like he's not going to accept either way, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, this guy's being stubborn. Very, very stubborn indeed. So I guess we'll be talking to Mrs. Mitchell. And hopefully she will give me a decent deal. Although she might not want to give up her control of the company, but I think it might be for the best if that was to happen. I think we all know that I'm going to be the greatest manager ever when I get the chance. No, I'm not. I'm going to be terrible. So that game's, we get a whole entire point of influence. No, I'm not. No, you're not buying my shares. I just got these. I just got these. I'm not selling them to you. So now we have a 13% stake in the company. So now we should be able to talk to at least one person. We were able to talk to one person over there in New York. So I think I might go ahead, if I can afford it, I might go ahead and get my ticket to go back to talk to people in security. I can talk to both, actually. I can talk to Mr. Barnes. And if I could get both of them bought out, I'd have like a 60% stake in the company, and then I have to deal with this guy. But it's possible. It seems possible now. How much is my ticket to be? To go back to... I might not be able to do it this turn. I'll probably have to wait. More than likely. 3.5. I'm just a little bit short. I'm just a little bit short. God dang it. I probably could sell some shares and go ahead and start now, but I'll wait. I'll be patient. Alright, so we're now getting $139,000 per turn. We're going to go ahead, since we can now afford our ticket back to New York, we're going to go up that way. And why can't I go? Let me buy my ticket to New York. It won't let me go to New York for some reason. I don't know what's going on now. We still have our 13% stake in Jericho. Now, hopefully I can avoid one of my failures that I had in the pre-recorded stuff that I did, which is why I ended up starting over anyway, was that I couldn't get the entire stake in the company. I would agree with this, though, Mr. Barnes. I agree with you. I'm hoping that I can pretty much buy everybody out. So I got to make sure I make smart deals here so I don't upset anybody to the point that I can't buy everybody out. Because then I want all my profits. I want all my profits, every last dime of it. So we're now up to 140K. All right. So security, here I come. I am here. So let's see. Mr. Barnes, how much is your stake worth? 137,000. We should be able to buy you out. We should be able to buy you out in about 2 turns. Hopefully this deal doesn't go south though, because if it does, then I only have one person to negotiate with. So I'm gonna take off a little bit just in case we need to go up some. 13%. I'm just gonna give it to him just because I know he's gonna want more money anyway. Can we get it? Frick. So we now can't talk to him. We can still talk to Mr. Ross. All right. So let's see if this is gonna work. I thought if I did that it would work, but it didn't, and he still declined it. So we're gonna try it again. Plus 20%, plus 12. I'm not going 20. I'll go 12. Looks like Mr. Ross is not gonna accept either. Actually, he is gonna accept. All right, cool. And now boost our stake to 12 or 13%, pretty much. All right. So, Mr. Reed now takes over as the main investor in the company. I'm hoping that my influence is going to increase enough for me to be able to talk to Mr. Barnes soon, so that way I can deal with him rather than just only having to deal with Mr. Ross, because Barnes is supposed to be the one that's supposed to be easiest for us to deal with, in all honesty. Excuse you? No, Mr. Johnson. How dare you do that? If everybody votes for that, I swear to God. What? What would you do? They literally just cut my revenue in like half right now. Maybe I might have to go over there and take that company over, because God knows. Actually, you want to give me that? I might take it, just because of the fact that they just did that and cut my revenue in half. You want the entire stake? I might give it to you for 20% more. I'm taking that deal. I'm taking that deal. Actually, I failed by taking that deal because now I don't have enough influence. God dang it. I don't have enough influence to talk to freaking... I could go back. I can go back and buy my shares. It's not a big deal. And all. Or I could just invest in PETA again. I mean, but... I guess I could take my 20% back. Well, actually, no. What I could do, since I just got another upgrade point, I can use it to upgrade psychology so I don't need as many influence points. That might have worked out perfectly, actually. Might have. And it may have done horribly. Let's see. So can we talk to them now? We should be able to talk, right? I can talk to Mr. Ross now. So, okay. Once I get my foot back in the door here, then we'll be fine, I think. So that's going to be 500,000. That's not even all that I have. I got 900,000 out of my deal. So I'll give you 6%. I can give you even more if you want. I don't know why he's not accepting this deal. Like, I'm not... That now puts him out of range. I don't know, like, I tried. I keep trying and it's not... Maybe I'll just go back to freaking... I guess maybe I'll have to go back to Texas and buy my shares back. At least I'll probably be able to buy them for less if I don't pay more than 20%. So, alright. I'll go back to Texas for a little bit because my influence just dropped. I hate that your influence drops off when you make these deals. Like, it doesn't really make sense to me. Like, I don't know why my influence doesn't stay the same. Maybe it would go back up the next quarter or something. I don't know, but we're going back to Texas again because I got to buy my shares back, so that was sort of a mistake. I thought it would have worked out, but these guys over here with security are still being buttholes about everything, so what can you do? So now we're back over. We can now make deals again, and as long as I don't overpay again, I think this will be good. So we got 900k to invest with. So I think, how much of a stake could we buy with this 900k? We can almost buy a 20% stake, which wouldn't be bad. I could buy out the same guy that I literally just sold the shares to. He's friendly with me, so that might work. As long as he doesn't overcharge me for them, because I literally just bought them. I literally just gave them to him, pretty much. So 890k. I gave him, he bought them for 20% more. So I'm not going to give him more than like 10. Because then, I mean, if he accepts this, that would be great, but I don't think he will. I got another round to negotiate. Okay, so let's see. 10%, that's going to now be 12%. I'll give him, that's going to decrease the chances of the deal, though, if I do that, but 6%, 10%. I'm going to do the 10%. All right, so we can still get him for less than what we sold him to him for, so that's what I'm looking at right now. So our profit's going to be 117,000 again. All right, so that's going to increase our influence again, enough for us to be able to talk to the people over in security again. I hope we can vote for the dividends to go back up, because that would be great. Eventually, I'll be able to do that, and hopefully they'll vote for it this time. I don't know why they voted to lower them in the first place. If they're not expanding, we literally have reserves of 600k. Why are we trying to, like, we're not expanding, we're not hiring more workers, so I don't get why we decrease dividends. That would make sense. But I'm going to end it here, guys, and I will see you in the next one.